Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Scaling Brokerage Podcast. Today, Tom has been nice enough to bless us with some of his time. So I'll kick it right off to Tom. Let him share a little bit about himself and his business, how he got started.
Hey, how's it going? So, how I got started. 25 years ago, I was trying to be a real estate investor, flipping a few little properties, and all of a sudden, East Coast and West Coast money showed up, and I was out of the bidding process because I couldn't keep up with them. So I tried to figure out another way to do it and got my real estate license instead. So failed completely miserably my first year, didn't sell anything, didn't do anything, did all the classes, did all the seminars, bought all the stuff, paid all the money, and got nothing out of it. So that was kind of the end of my career as I saw it. And then happened to run into a family friend who just sat me down and explained to me what real estate sales was. And then everything just sort of took off from there.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome having that helping hand to really get us up to speed. Wonderful. And you said about how long ago did you get started? You mentioned.
2000.
Oh, 2000. Okay, gotcha. So we've been through 2008, and then more recently COVID and all the fun stuff, right?
All the highs, all the lows.
Nice. So when did you actually get the brokerage started?
So this one we opened in 2013.
Okay, nice. So about a little over 10 years now.
Yep.
Nice. And what's kind of been your experience so far? As far as getting kind of the feet settled in 2013, getting the business started up, to where we are now.
So honestly, we didn't intend on having necessarily a company with agents. That really was not the original plan. 2008, the world crashed and we sat around trying to figure out what to do. And so I said, all right, well, let's, my wife and I knew enough that we were just going to go on our own. That was the plan. So I went and got my broker's license and we went off on our own, and then organically people just started calling us and wanted to work with us. So that's how it started, and we just figured it out from there.
Nice. Yeah, that definitely shows we're doing something right. If we can attract those people, by word of mouth and referral based, I'm sure as well too. That's awesome. And I mean, since 2013, have you ran into any challenges? Anything that you feel like has slowed you down along the way?
Sure. I mean, it's all a little bit of trial and error. Unfortunately, we're very lacking of a manual, right? There's nothing that says, okay, congratulations, you open a brokerage, here's how it works. There's nothing like that in our industry. So everybody just sort of wings it and figures it out or follows another model, And so that's what we did. And the biggest things for us in the beginning were making sure that we had the right support and the right technology. That was the big thing. And so once we got that established, then we sort of started really looking at hiring agents, but we wanted to make sure we had a good foundation first. That was really important.
Hey, absolutely. Yeah. Gotta have something to offer them, right?
That's right.
Awesome. So on the marketing lead gen side, do you guys do anything to market the business now? I know you said, kind of more referral based and, word of mouth at the beginning. Do you guys do anything now to get the word out there about, yourself or your business?
Yeah, so we have a marketing director. We have a growth manager that does all our recruiting for us. We market all over the place. We attend industry events, just kind of anything you can think of to get out there.
Absolutely. That's great. And do you guys do anything on the attraction side? Do you guys do anything to attract agents, to you guys? Is it kind of, networking events, word of mouth? Or do you guys do anything that brings them, right to you guys?
Yeah, so obviously networking and events is a big one, and then our recruiter goes to the schools, and that's a really good source, which is challenging too. You got brand new people, so you don't know how that's going to work. They have no history, so you just sort of have to figure it out. But on the other hand, sometimes it's easier to train people from the ground up than it is to retrain people, from somewhere else. So it's give and take like anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I know I've seen here in my founder's brokerage, Allen, here in Arizona. Some of those top performing agents each year are agents that maybe just got started in the industry. Came from a different background. Maybe they were server hostess, something like that. But a lot of the agents, that are flourishing, doing really well now. I mean, maybe weren't even agents 2-3 years ago. So yeah, having that presence in the newer agent community can definitely be big. Being the first ones to show them the ropes and kind of help them out in the beginning. Like maybe we were back in the day. It goes a long way. We don't forget people like that. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, great. Have you looked into anything additional as far as attraction? Like looked into anything past the recruiter kind of bringing you guys in more eyes or anything like that?
We've looked into a few different programs. Haven't really gone with anything just yet. We just switched over to a larger technology package for the company, so that has a recruiting component in it. So we just launched that on the 1st, so we're still kind of going to that to see where that takes us.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's something. Yeah, it's a good thing to start something new to kick off the new year, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And we can dive a little bit into the kind of future vision and growth. Where do you see yourself heading? What's kind of the next steps, for yourself, for the company, this year as, we stretch out into 2025?
Sure. So right now we are in the San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Corpus markets primarily, and then the areas in between. And so we'd like to get a bigger presence in the Corpus market for sure. Corpus Christi, Texas has really taken off. So we definitely like to do that. And then as far as expansion goes, we'd like to get this office to about 65, 70 agents by the end of the year. I think we're at 49 right now. So that's doable. And then, just seeing where this year takes us. Well, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That's for sure.
I love it.
I don't think any predictor right now it can possibly be accurate. There's too many wild cards out there.
Yeah. And this year, I mean, and definitely, last year with the NAR settlement, everything going on, there's definitely some uncertainty in the market. But hopefully, with those, interest rates continue to drop down, hopefully, we continue to get busier and busier on our end.
Yep, that's the idea.
Absolutely. When I know we did kind of short term, this year, what would you say? I know it sounds like a long time away, but 5 years from now, 2030, where do you see yourself? Where do you see the company by then?
So by that point, the idea is to turn it over to my son.
Oh, awesome.
So he's a broker as well. He's the third broker for the company. So that is the general plan by that time. And then I'll just be more of a advisory training role. The day-to-day stuff will be on him.
That's awesome. Hey, that's awesome.
And there. Yeah. And then hopefully by that time, we've got, San Antonio is 60, 70, and then either opening an Austin market center or possibly one in Corpus. We'll just have to see what the market holds at that point.
Oh, that's really cool. It's really cool. So kind of expanding is coming in the future for you guys as well there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And Texas is a great market. I know I'm in Arizona, so not too far away. But I know people moving from Arizona all the time. I'm going to Texas, especially from California as well. I'm sure you guys get a big influx from California over the last few years.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely see here.
It's an unfortunate way of looking at it, but every time there's some major natural disaster on the West Coast, suddenly we get flooded, and we're in that right now, right? There's a major fire, things are burning down all over the place, and so in the next, over the next 6 months, we'll see people come to Texas because that's what happens you can almost track it exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know, and myself, I'm looking to, be a first-time home buyer here in Arizona. And I was like, man, I got to hurry up because I know it's the floodgates are going to open up here soon.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I obviously hope if everyone's listening from California, hope we're doing okay over there. Yeah, it has been crazy to follow kind of the past week or so. I think they've even sent some firefighters down from Arizona now to go out there and try to help maintain and control some of it if we can.
Yeah, it's sad.
Oh man. All right. Well, and then kind of lastly, what would be some advice for some newer brokerage owners? Maybe some guys or some, guys, girls, maybe just getting started in the market, getting their feet set into the industry today. Would be some advice you'd have for them?
The first thing I would say is invest in the technology. Spend the money, invest in the technology. If you can't do that, it's going to be real rough, because that is the business now. It's technology based. So you've got to definitely get up on that. The second thing I would say is don't sweat hiring so much. Hire what you think works, but fire quick. As soon as somebody isn't working out, draining your resources, just not doing anything, just get rid of them. You're not helping yourself by keeping people around. You're not helping yourself by keeping employees around. That's just the worst part of it, and it's hard to do. I get it, but it's vital, especially your first couple of years. It's so important to have good staff, and then the agents that you hire, are contributing to your business. It's paramount.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can vouch. I know my founder here in the brokerage, that's one of his favorite quotes, or not, I don't know, favorite, I don't necessarily, but it's one of the quotes that resonated with me the most, at least. Is that even, I believe the stat is over 50% of marriages end in divorce nowadays. So, and obviously not a fortunate thing, but for us on our side, we can't expect agents to stay with us forever.
Right.
If even, marriages can't, withstand, and, everything, our business relationships, those things can take a turn as well. So we have to be ready for that in the event, we have maybe some of our top producing agents leave, anything like that. We're ready in that sense, by having the different recruitings, having our name out there on the social media, definitely helps us be prepared for, anything that might happen. Right.
Yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, hey, this has been an incredibly helpful conversation. I know, I'm ssure, especially for anyone out there in the Texas market, kind of looking to get their feet set in. Maybe they're making that transition from a team leader or an agent to a brokerage owner or a broker. It can be definitely a very helpful for them to know and kind of see that light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe they haven't dealt with anything, quite as bad as, we did when, going to 2008 and going through COVID and NAR and all that. But now, having our feet set in a better market, a more positive market, should make it, even easier than maybe Tom had to do it, back then. Yeah,
it was rough.
Absolutely. So, I like to ask the guests too, do you have any quotes, anything you like to think about, maybe when times are going good, when times are going bad, anything you think back to?
Really, I don't know. I guess I would say steamroller is probably my favorite thing. So, General Patton in World War II said it's better to violently execute a plan today than it is to execute a good plan next week, right? In other words, just go do it. Just go do it. Whatever the thing is. If you decide you're going to do a new marketing plan or whatever you're doing as an agent, just go do it and do it as hard as you can do it today. The longer you sit around planning, thinking about it, it's just not going to happen, right? Knowledge plus action equals power, not knowledge equals power. That's not the way it works. There's a lot of smart people not doing a lot out there. So
absolutely. No, hey, I love that. That's the one way to do it is, the one way to get it done is to go do it, I should say.
Just go do it.
I love that. I love it, Tom. Well, let the people know, where can they find you if they're local in Texas, maybe looking, for a new home for their business, as an agent, or maybe they're looking for a new home, for the family as maybe, a future client. Where can they find you at?
So Phillips and Associates Realty is located in northern San Antonio near the Rim, in an area called the Dominion. You can find us online at phillipsrealty.co. It's a great website, has everything on it. There's AI searches, anything you could possibly need, and a lot of information about the company as well. And then you can reach me directly at any time on my cell phone, 210-857-2375.
Love it. I love it. Hey, anyone that'll give us their number, they're definitely gonna take care of us there. I love that, Tom. We'll link everything down below in the comments as well for you guys. So have any questions for Tom? Looking, like I said, getting to the market one way or another, Tom, we can definitely help us out here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it, Tom. Well, hey, appreciate you coming out today. Really, thank you so much for giving us some time here on the podcast. And look forward to seeing you guys grow in the future here.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.